I have to apologize because for the first time this year, there is not going to be a content video this week. That I've simply failed to get one out. Both my primary and my secondary hard drive just completely died this week, and I was not able to get it out. Originally, the final video on the Inspiration series was supposed to be out this week, but instead it will be out next week. But I wanted to take a minute and talk about the series that I'm going to be starting after Inspiration is finished. Because I'm going to do what is probably going to turn out to be a 3-part Moments That Matter on the Rwandan genocide. If you aren't familiar with the Rwandan genocide, it occurred over basically 3 months in 1994, April, May, and June. And during that time, between 700,000 and 1.3 million people were murdered. Almost all of them by hand, and very few of them by the military. And to top it all off, Rwanda at the time was between 92 and 98% Christian. Pretty much the most Christian place on earth. So I want to explore what exactly went wrong. Why did this happen? Why did Christianity not make a difference? And how can we prevent it today? Genocide, and Rwandan genocide in particular, have been a topic that I have been pretty well obsessed about for years. I have read every interview, every book, everything I can possibly get my hands on, from the killer's perspective, from the UN general's perspective, from victims' perspective, people that came to faith through the genocide, people that lost their faith through the genocide, Reconstruction period, pre-massacre period, everything I can. And I think there's a lot that we can learn from the Rwandan genocide today. However, I'm also pretty nervous about doing this, and I've had to make a lot of decisions that I'm not 100% confident in. For instance, the Rwandan genocide is the first genocide that was on film. Like, not just liberating the concentration camps on film, but legitimately the murders are on film. The discovery of the bodies are on film. Rivers choked with the dead are recorded and available for viewing. And it really hits home. It really makes the genocide take on a depth that it wouldn't otherwise for those of us that are so many thousands of miles away from where it happened. However, at the same time, I really don't want to be showing a bunch of dead bodies. And so I want to try and find a balancing point where I can convey the severity of the crimes quickly without gratuitously just grossing everyone out or making the videos unviewable for any younger viewers that might be watching them. Though I imagine there probably aren't many kids that are interested in my videos, but could be wrong. I'll have to check the analytics on that one. Secondly, this will be the most political series that I've done, and I'm not doing it intentionally so much, but the point of a Moments That Matter to me is that I take a historical event and then I tie it to the present and see what sort of similarities exist, how those two things relate to each other, and what we can learn about the present from studying and knowing more about that moment in the past. And I think the Rwandan genocide has a great deal to teach us. It has a great deal to teach us on racism. It has a great deal to teach us about priorities. It has a great deal to teach us about the language that we use, and in particular, the media that we use, and the way that as Christians we react to media, and the way that as Christians we react to politicians, and the way that we interact with government as a whole, and Christian obligation in the face of evil. And all of these things are very much hot button topics today, but I wanted to do the series now, not because it's such a hot button topic, but because it's something that's really near and dear to my heart, and because, well, the genocide started April 6th and 7th, 1994. It was going on 24 years ago, right now while I'm filming it. And so I thought this was a very appropriate time of year to deal with it. And I hope that we can learn some stuff. Now, I will attempt to keep the graphic content down, but we're talking about genocide. There will be some moments, right? I mean, that's a given. There will be some moments that you are just horrible because it was a horrible event. And I'm not going to shy away from those, but I will do my best to make sure that I don't go there unnecessarily. Okay. So some of you might want to avoid this series just because it is going to have some graphic content. But I hope you'll stick around because I think more than pretty much any event in modern history, meaning in our lifetimes, the lifetime of, but I hope you'll stick around because I think more than probably any event in my lifetime, at least, including September 11th, the Rwandan genocide has the most to teach us and the most that we can learn from that applies to American society today in some really disturbing ways, but ways that I hope we can learn from and avoid. So anyway, that's what's coming up. Next week is going to be the final video on inspiration, and then we're going to jump into Rwanda for a couple of weeks. Again, I apologize for not having the content video up for this week and for just having a filler, but I wanted to let everybody know what's coming down the pipe and why I wasn't able to do one this week. So I apologize. I will try and have my hard drives not explode next time. So until then, I hope you have a great week. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching. See you next week.